The country is broke. We can't keep doing the same old, and we have to cut spending. You guys all know the numbers. Our debt to GDP ratio, deficit to GDP ratio, you start looking at where they're at, and they're comparable to the countries we've read about the last year and a half on the front page. And we've got to change. But you can't get there alone just by cutting spending. I mean, we have to do that. We have to get our fiscal house in order, but you have to have economic growth if you're ultimately going to deal with the numbers we're facing. When you got a $14 trillion national debt and going to go over 20 in the next decade, you have to have economic growth to ultimately deal with this. And to have economic growth, you got to have the right framework, and you all understand this. You got to have reasonable tax policy. The one area I think we may be able to agree with the president. There's not much I agree with our president on, but if you remember his State of the Union address, when he talked about lowering corporate tax rates, that's something we have to think about doing. I mean, I would actually make the case that I think it's almost unpatriotic not to be for lowering the corporate tax rate today when you think about what we have to deal with in the international marketplace. And then, of course, we got to have not just reasonable tax policy, but you got to have the right energy policy, and of course, what we're focused on is regulatory policy.